Welcome again, guys. This is Tony from OneUpIsland.com, and I do have with me my, I guess, co-host at this point,
Hi.
Edger Kastner.
Hi, guys.
We're going to talk about Smash Brothers, Super Smash for the 3DS and for the Wii U, coming out on 2 consoles.
Did you guys get the pun in the name? Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and for the 3DS because it's the fourth of the series.
I get it. I don't think it's supposed to be like that.
It totally
Wait,
is.
Is it?
It fits perfectly.
I mean, it fits, but is it? I hope they change the name to something like.
No, they're just gonna put a big 4 on it. Because think about it.
4.
Because it's gonna be Super Smash Brothers 4,
Right.
3DS and Wii U.
Right,
Makes more sense to me.
I get it.
It's just it's such a great pun. I want it to be true.
All puns aside, Mega Man.
I'm excited. I mean, I've been expecting this since Brawl. I was just like, well, Mega Man's gonna be the next big thing. There was 6 fucking Mega Man games on the NES. There was Mega Man 7 and Mega Man based on the Super NES, and the whole Mega Man Zero series was on Game Boy Advance.
Yep.
And one of my favorites, Battle Network, was on the Game Boy Advance too.
Yeah, they stopped making those, did they?
They did, and they changed it to Star Force, which then, because on Mega Man Battle Network, you had a 3x3 grid that you would fight the enemies on, and then Star Force switched it to where like you had just a 3, like middle, left, and right, and then the enemy had like a 2x3 square, and it ruined the game for me. Like I didn't like it as much. Especially because Battle Network also had that element of it's kind of like Pokemon, except it was like little chips or cards you would use for your actual Mega Man guy rather than Pokemon. But it had that like, oh man, I got to get all these chips. So it was pretty addicting, pretty good, and I do miss it.
Yeah, maybe it'll come back if considering Sakurai and the team in Namco for this Smash actually. I love the 8-bit version, or like the 8-bit. They played off the 8-bit version of Mega Man, just like his stance, his giant eyes, just the way he looks, and all his attacks just like scream the 8-bit version. And I'm glad they did that. X would have been kind of cool, but X would have been, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't say overpowered, but just the way that X looks, he'd probably be more threatening. I don't know.
I mean, they had Solid Snake in there, which was about as close as gritty as we're ever gonna get. But Mega Man 1 made a lot more sense.
Yeah, and I just love the way he looks, the power ups. He looks like a fucking toy, and I'm glad. I'm glad Nintendo actually has an HD console finally, because their games can look like the games that I wanted them to look like on their box art and stuff.
Well, I always remember there was a Wii emulator that you could play games. You could play your Wii games, and it would like Super Smash Brothers. Like you could upscale it to quote unquote HD graphics, and they were there. It's just the Wii couldn't handle them. So
yeah, they were there, but there's something extra about the way that the like Mario Kart look. I mean, it's built in HD, so like Super Smash Brothers won't look like it does on the Wii U if you were to like to use this Brawl version. It just makes it look nicer, but the models aren't toyish. They don't have that reflective. Just the toy look. I don't know how to describe it. You just kind of got to look at it.
It looks nice. It's kind of like it. I can describe it easily. If you've ever touched the Wii U discs, the edges of them, how they feel different. That's how these Nintendo graphics look. They just have that. They look like a Nintendo game.
Yeah. And
I don't know how the fuck that makes sense, but it does when you look at them.
When you look at it, and even the 3DS version, which they showed, it kind of looks like. They made the cell shading outline to highlight the characters so you can see them on a small screen. Kind of look like the Street Fighter characters, like with the weird black outlines, but not as people think. When you think the Street Fighter 4 characters, they didn't really show much of the 3DS version. They showed that their levels on the 3DS are going to be different. They're going to be more towards their handheld games, so you'll see more like I don't know what's. Really like the 10 dogs and things like that, whereas on the home console version, you'll see like Pikmin and like Mario Galaxy levels and stuff like that. But just the game being announced, we all knew it was going to be coming, knew it was going to be announced because they said that it was going to happen. So that kind of I guess the surprise elements and the wow factors kind of diminished a little bit because we knew it was going to happen. But all in all, it's still great because of the characters, the villager.
Because and that's what I was going to bring up. It's like we knew the game was coming. No one was gonna Nintendo was gonna go, you know what, this console, fuck Super Smash Brothers. We just don't want to bother.
Yeah.
The thing is going to be again the announcement of Mega Man, which was huge. But again, I still kind of expected the villager. I didn't see coming because we've had multiple Animal Crossing games. This is the first time he's gotten in, and of course my personal favorite and my new waifu, the Wii Fitness Trainer.
Yeah, people
I'm
were.
Gonna be meaning.
People were upset at when they were at E3 because Nintendo had their show floor opened, and they're like, "Oh, in 45 minutes we have a huge announcement for you." And Wii Fit Trainer was the huge announcement. Everyone was like, "We waited this long for the Wii Fit Trainer,
and you'll wait longer for her. How dare they?"
Right, and
that's important.
I was watching Game Trailers coverage of it, and Jeff Keighley, Dorito Pope, he was like, his face was just like, what? Like,
his face is always like, what?
Right, that too, but he's just like, are you serious? They made us wait that long? But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the game. I liked Brawl. I didn't like Melee was more, felt a little bit more twitchy, a little bit more fast paced. That's one of the huge complaints that Brawl had. It was just a little bit slower. Sakurai's gonna try and make it more in the middle. He wants the casual player to play and also wants the hardcore. So
just do it like a Street Fighter and have like a speed rating.
Yeah,
or they can do like casual, normal, and then hardcore modes.
That's what they need.
Hardcore mode, of course, turns off all the items it puts you only on Final Destination.
You don't have a choice of select screen. You just get Final Destination, and that's one thing I hope in this one. There's huge, you can customize everything. I hope that you can turn off the fire flower, or you can turn off the big mushroom, or turn off the smash ball. He said no tripping, thank God.
Oh my God, that was like, it was funny that it was almost like an exact like fuck you to the hardcore Super Smash Brothers players.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I can't believe that it wasn't that you couldn't turn it off. That made no sense to me.
Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, if there's any weird nuances that they add, that you can turn them off. But I think he knows what he wants from the game, from feedback, from the community and everything. The only problem that I see having is the characters. Like, here's one issue: the 3DS version and the Wii U version, while not being exactly the same, save for like Battle Royale on the PlayStation 3 and the Vita, they were both the same exact version. The 3DS and Wii U aren't, but he did say the character roster is going to be the same on both.
Ooh, wow.
So, given that, I think Smash Brothers Brawl or Melee was like 1.5 gigabyte disc or whatever. Now we're getting just technical. They had like 28 characters or something like that. The Wii U or the 3DS can handle, I think the biggest cart was 2 gigs, but I think Metal Gear was actually 4 gigs.
I don't
quite remember the number on how big the carts can. I would assume they can go as big as they want. I mean, but he did say that they're going to be the same, so we might not get as big as a roster as we wanted. Brawl had 37.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a lot, but a lot of them are clones. So
yeah, that's true. I don't have too much of a problem with that because they were saying that they may have to, like they were having problems with like just balancing just a huge amount of characters that they were like, we're just not going to be able to get all of them in. So a couple clones here and there, just to give a little spice to it. I'll be fine with that because I don't think they're going to cut any characters that people will really want to see. So as long as they don't, start cutting and hacking and slashing, we don't need Zelda. We'll have Link, Zelda, or Ganondorf. That's fine.
They have to have their main staples. It's just like we don't need Fox, Falco, and Wolf. Who played Wolf in Brawl? Nobody. I mean, nobody did. Nobody did. And I do hope that Ganondorf isn't a clone of Falco.
Yeah,
or not Falco, Captain Falcon. Falco.
it's so 1-to-1 that it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll definitely tweak it. I mean, what's what I love about Smash Brothers is all the characters are different, aside from the clones. I mean, in Street Fighter, everyone kind of feels the same. You know, you got your half circle or you got your charge, and you know everyone kind of not everyone plays exactly the same, but they kind of felt the same. Whereas Smash, everyone is different for the way everything works. Just seems so different, and it's a 4 gigabyte cart. That's how big Metal Gear 3 Snake Eater. So 4 gigabytes. So if we figure 4 gigabytes on the cart, that's the largest that has been released. I don't know if they can go any bigger.
We're going for 16.
So if they go bigger, the Wii U uses their own proprietary Blu-ray, so it's 25 gigs. I think they have dual layer capabilities. I really don't think they're going to put 50 gigabytes of data, of character data.
Yeah.
I hope not. I know the stages are going to be HD on the Wii U, of course. It's just they didn't really point out things like is it going to be cross compatible between each other if they're going to have crossplay in the developer video that they showed. But he did say in other interviews with IGN and Kotaku that you're not going to be able to crossplay. Which is kind of a bummer, but he did say there's going to be some things you can transfer over. Which
maybe character unlocks or
that seems weird.
Brawl had those stickers, so maybe you can just if you're playing one game, then you can transfer that save information in the next one. Maybe. And again, we're building up towards Japan Time 2.0 with
right.
Little teasers going to be released pretty much every day. I believe when Sakurai gets back to Japan, so we're gonna get a slow but steady drip of information coming for the rest of the year. So I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for it. I want it. 2014 can't come any sooner. I mean, it would definitely help the Wii U. I also do have a worry, is because the Wii U is not doing well. That I know Smash Brothers will sell. But think about if they release the 3DS version and the Wii U version, which one's going to take a harder hit?
Man, I expect the Wii U to do a much better than the 3DS version, because I know handhelds usually sell better than consoles, but I mean, it just seems like the Super Smash Brothers community is going to get it on the Wii U. It especially since they're going to have access to the Pro controller. So
yeah, I guess the handheld version. I mean, it'd be fun to have your own personal experience, and that's what he alluded to in the very beginning, is that the 3DS version will be more attuned to yourself, which whatever the hell that means, we don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. He did make Kid Icarus on the 3DS. He did bring that game, and he did a really defined job on that. Maybe we'll get 60 different items that you can beat people up with. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, you're pumped. I'm pumped. Everyone we know is pretty much pumped. I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever played Smash Brothers is pumped.
They're ready.
Again, 2014. We'll see it. We'll see. Beat everybody online. Hopefully it's not choppy and shitty. But
yeah, let's see. That's what they really need to work on, is just get that online, fucking at least playable. Come on. Yeah. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was their first real battle into, the internet. But they've got Namco behind them. So, I mean, I really wonder how much Namco Bandai. I really want to know how much, how much, or how deep they are into it, if they're working on things like netcode. Because their netcode for Soul Calibur, was it? Wasn't bad. I mean,
yeah.
It's
and
a fighting
did they release
game.
a Tekken on Wii U? Did that have any
the
netcode?
Tournament Edition. I don't know if it had online. I didn't play it because I haven't played Tekken since 2. So
yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully, if they do have a team dedicated to the netcode, it'll turn out a lot better. Yeah. Although one thing, if you haven't heard, there was Sakurai was actually saying that he's been having like arm pains, and it's actually slowing down the development.
Yeah.
So he's getting kind of he was kind of saying like, I'm getting bogged down, like these arm pains, like I don't know if I can go on. So there was actually this Twitter campaign that was just send out just a shit ton of tweets to him saying like, you can do it, we believe in you, Sakurai, come on.
You gotta
love you. So it's a nice little, it's a big huge gesture for this guy who's apparently just working his ass off to get this game done.
He's talked to some interviews and stuff like that, saying that like it's like just balancing the characters out is just like death. Like it's to the point of death. Like I don't know if he sleeps at night. I mean, when he does, he probably dreams some crazy ass ideas. I mean,
God, I gotta drink me some of that Sakurai juice. God.
Yeah, whatever he's on, he's just like, he's a creative force that shouldn't be fucked with. I mean, Nintendo didn't, like when Brawl was first announced, didn't even tell him that he was working on it, and he found out while he was sitting in the crowd. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. And all of a sudden, like, well, I guess I better start writing down ideas. God, Jesus.
He was probably all happy, his family saw him every day, and then like as soon like the minute that was announced. Like they pulled him out of the crowd, put him on a plane back to Japan, and was like, "Get to work."
Oh no!
I'm sure they
like Mario and Link come out and they grab and he's pulled away from his family. Like no, I'm not gonna do a Japanese accent.
No,
but like no, Daddy, his daughter says, but
that'd be brilliant.
They won't see him until 2014.
Yeah,
so.
And we won't see it till 2014. So while we wait. I'd like to thank you again, Edger Kastner, for joining me.
Yeah.
And we will have more kind of E3 trailer coverage, our impressions here on our YouTube. Do subscribe if you like what you heard. If you didn't like it, subscribe too, because that'd be funny, so you can listen to us all the time.
And then comment and call us faggots and stuff. It'll be great. It makes my loins warm.
It makes me live another day just to know that I can say, sure, or whatever, or... Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. And visit oneupisland.com, the home site for myself, Edger Kastner, and Matthew Morandi, also known as Yoshi One Up, has some great animation, so check out his YouTube. Give us a like, do all that fun stuff. But check you guys later.
Bye.